what is up, guys? Welcome back to another American Reacts. We are back at Mount Panorama in Bathurst in 1986 to be exact, for what I've heard is a legend, Peter Brock. I don't know much about Peter Brock, sadly, but I am anxious to learn. Like I said in every video, these are all awesome learning about any culture in really any country, but especially Australia. I tend to like a lot, and motorsports I like a lot. So this particular video and a lot of different Peter Brock content was suggested to me, so I figured let's do it. And with that being said, let's start the video. Let's go.
Talk about Joe Cool, the man who's certainly mobile now in the number 5 car.
Got H pattern shifting going on. Nice.
There despite your problems a little earlier.
Is this,
So satisfying to watch.
Yes.
Hang on past this guy here from pretty real estate. So we had some fun and games earlier, I can tell you. This is Moffat's bit of right up here.
Yes.
It's always fun to be able to listen to the drivers, right? Talk to the crew chief, talk to whoever. The audio is really good for this, which is awesome. And you know, the video's not like full HD, of course, but I have to say, it's pretty damn stable. I mean, this is 1986. And some people commented on some of my recent videos and actually said that Australia was the first country to start putting in-car cameras in motorsports, which I totally believe. So that is really, really cool. I don't know when they started, but I mean, this is 1986. This is a pretty good in-car camera for the time, if you ask me. I mean, wow.
That 20 grand off him for missing pole?
Yeah, actually, he's even said, hang on, it's a little Toyota in front of me here. He's, that's it, letting me through now. Really squashed him there. Yeah, Moff's a bit embarrassed about all that, but that's how it happens to everyone. I'm just
now is he on the track alone at this point? Is this like a practice or? But I feel like he's going hard because it's pretty cool to see always when you see in-cars of race car drivers. You know, he's really working that wheel. You can see that. Of course, you know, the old days, not many race cars nowadays have H-pattern shifters, you know, classic manuals. They have, you know, sequentials.
Oh, look, I'll tell you, talk you.
And I hate to pause again real quick, but if you can listen to any of these motorsports videos with headphones, it is a must. This engine sounds glorious. Obviously a V8. I'm not sure what yet. He's in the number 5 mobile Holden VK Commodore SS Group A. So someone in the comments, if you know more about that, definitely let me know. It sounds like an amazing V8. This is 86, so I wonder if it's carbureted or is it fuel injected. You know, might be a big displacement motor. I'm not sure, but it sounds damn good.
On the track here.
Terrific.
That's out of 3rd into 4th at 6.5. I got a Nissan in front. That's 6.5 in 4th into 5th. I'll stick to the left-hand side of the road here. And I'm just feathering my foot a little bit there on those bumps because I don't want the engine to just rev up. So I'm just anticipating. It's quite airborne just up here. Let's see it get up there.
Okay, so this is fascinating to watch so far. He's talking about his shifts and how he was approaching those turns. So you can see him bouncing around as well. And bumps can mess you up when you're racing. Just from my very little experience in doing track days when I was younger, I had an 89 Honda Civic Si. And I did some track days in that. And yeah, when you hit bumps or any imperfections in a low sports car, I assume it's even worse than a race car. You're going to feel them. And he gave some cool insight there. He said that he has to partially feather the throttle or lift off the throttle if he goes over some crazy bumps because it could over rev the engine. So it's always cool to see a legendary race car driver talk about going around the track. That's why this is a fun video.
Over the anchors about here. Back to 4th. 3rd. 2nd down here.
Wow, nice downshifting. There's the car. Okay, I just wanted to get a look at the car. That's very cool. That's an old Holden Commodore then. I like the look. I like retro stuff, man. I love old trucks. I love old muscle cars. And from my understanding, Australia does too. This is right up my alley for sure. That downshifting, again, was so satisfying hearing it and seeing him do it. I feel like someone tell me in the comments, is he doing, I assume, like a heel toe technique, right? because that's pretty hard in real life unless you're a really good driver. Most regular people don't usually do it too well. And he seemed like he was doing it very, very well. It sounded great. And obviously he was downshifting smooth. It wasn't upsetting the car.
Avoid the rough stuff on the outside of the track there. Have a look at the lap board, 20.4, not bad. Leave it third up here. Hold the brakes, back to second. Get
Dang.
the apex, not bad, not all that good. And just let it run wide without hitting the rough stuff.
He's using the whole track.
I'm going, well, I changed gears about that flag marshal back there. And wait for some people up here I know from the house there. Boredom, you know. I used top gear here.
Wave to some people you know, that's awesome.
Then back to third here for this corner. It's a very tricky one. Close in, flat.
Dang, look at that corner. Holy smokes. So steep.
To the high side here.
You know, on camera, as someone who has filmed stuff for years, nothing looks as good on camera as it does in person. So, you know, I used to do off-roading videos, and I'd go up this really steep, you know, obstacle in the trails, and I'd be like, man, I made it up there. I felt so good about it. And then I'd see the footage at home, and I was like, dude, that doesn't even look like much on camera, but it's an illusion, right? So if that looks steep on camera, that must be hella steep in person. People have just said this track is just absolutely crazy, and just from videos, I mean, it's not the whole, it doesn't do it justice, but it's still pretty crazy to see on video.
So you go across under that bit of...
Look how narrow that section is.
Very close there.
I mean, you literally have like rocks, like a cliff there.
And in close, out here in second, 6.5, out wide.
Such a cool looking car.
Go through here and keep it flat. It's a bit of a worry. Moffat rigs, I'm crazy doing it, but you can. And I use fourth over here. And just try and float it through these corners. 25,000 revs, but the main thing is to give your car a very easy time, and as you can see, you can still go fast. Now I brake very late here, there's a lot of time to made up just here. Touch the accelerator there.
Now he's coming down the mountain, right?
Back to third just before I get to this earth bank. Keep it very close there.
Damn, that's, oh, the sound of that thing is freaking amazing.
In third. A lot of people use second there, I don't.
Can hear a little bit of gear whine.
This one though, and then wide and very close in there.
Oh, it sounds so good.
And that's one lap of Bathurst.
Sounds like it revs pretty high too.
Terrific, Peter.
Okay.
Look at him going downhill.
You keep...
That track looks so crazy because I know you're going uphill and you're going through like some S's, right? And like a corkscrew type thing, if I remember right from the one video. And then you're coming downhill. I imagine on that straight where it's kind of downhill, you just get some crazy speed because you're in a race car and you're going downhill. It's a crazy track, man. It really is.
Your way back up. We've got some pictures of Dr. Eric and Bev and everyone in the pits following you going around the circuit. You want to send them a wave?
Yeah. Oh, down here?
Yeah.
How are you?
Super.
George, it's not bad, mate. Dennis, you did a good job on Saturday, not Friday night, mate. Hang on.
This guy's awesome, man. Peter Brock. This guy's awesome.
Thanks, fellas. You're doing well.
That's Brocky.
How are you, Bevo? You think I should dictate a letter?
Hey, Brocky, you've been fooling us all these years. Where have you been hiding this talent?
I know. I can't believe it.
I reckon...
Then again, everyone thinks that we're struggling to win this particular one at the moment because we had that oil cooler problem.
Oh, man.
Unfortunately, it sprung a leak, and that cost us about, I don't know, 2 or 3 laps to pull off. But other than that, we've had absolutely nothing go wrong with the car. So, just not our day, I guess. But I guess it looks still good for Commodore. And congratulations to Grice here if he can get there. Naturally enough, I'd love to see my mate Johnny Harvey win, but anyway, it's all terrific.
Got the 80s hair going on those girls.
Around the circuit. We'll come back to you a little later before the finish of the race.
See you later.
Thanks, mate.
I'm glad we didn't run the stress test on
That was
Brocky.
really
There'd been
cool.
Nothing to show up.
Oh, and by the way, there are other cars on the track, so to answer my own question.
Race drivers I've ever seen.
I've never seen anybody quite so relaxed as that, turning in times all the time, no care in the world. Quite remarkable.
I know.
You know, dang it, he beat me to it. I was going to say that this guy seems super chill, man. Had some funny jokes, was telling good insight about driving technique, and of course, the track itself. He certainly seems like a legend. I don't see why I wouldn't be.
That we take race cam so loosely these days. But in the States, where of course we developed the in-car camera pictures for the NASCAR stock car racing, and certainly more recently the ATN engineering in Sydney for ABC's coverage of the Indianapolis 500, the drivers in the States will not talk while they race. They just say they cannot do it.
Now that was a cool bit right there. He was talking about the in-car cameras, so this must have been pretty new at the time, I assume. Mid-'80s probably. He just talked about, I think, it sounded like right there they were talking about trying the in-car cameras in the United States in NASCAR. So that's pretty interesting.
We're very fortunate that we've had Peter Brock and, of course, our old mate Dick Johnson.
NASCAR drivers said they didn't want to drive, or
Peter Williamson, of course.
Yes,
said they didn't want to talk, rather.
I certainly have trouble saying a few words today. Hanging up
Yeah,
there
poor old
with
Willow. Still, I tell you what, Rocky really did surprise a lot of people there.
I mean, first of all, that car, again, is badass. I'll just say it because I know someone will say it in the comments. The NASCAR drivers didn't want to talk. I mean, even though they're going in a presumably a circle, there's only 2 or 3 road races a year. But this guy's driving up and down, left and right, and he's talking and he's chill. So, I don't know. That's some raw talent there.
Keep it quiet.
Come on. Needed to be said.
And as you might have heard him say, the pit board, in fact, went out while he was talking us around there, and he was still clocking a 220 plus, a 220.4. That's a slashing time at this time of day.
Well, that is it. That is the end of it. I will just say it as a NASCAR fan, by the way. I do like NASCAR. I enjoy it. I don't enjoy it as much as I used to. I feel like the competition quality has gone a little bit downhill. Yeah, I feel like NASCAR does take skill. A lot of people talk trash, but they couldn't go out and run the times these guys do. But it is a certain type of skill that's, I feel like, easier to learn, and that's the difference. I mean, it's just a circle, and there is a technical skill to it, but I feel like it's a lot easier to pick up. I mean, you do a few laps around a circle, it gets kind of repetitive and starts being the same every time. So it's easy to figure out what line you can take, where to brake, where to match the throttle, and all that. So, you know, when you're on a big, really crazy track like this, and like a lot of actual, you know, road courses, as we call them in the United States, it's a lot harder to learn. You know, you're dealing with 15 turns, 20 turns, you know, whatever it is, versus 4. And they're all different directions. There's different banking. There's different elevation. So, yeah, it is a much deeper skill, in my opinion. So, yeah, this guy seems like a really good driver. That was an awesome video, so thank you guys for suggesting that. It was really cool seeing in-car camera from that long ago. I love seeing the old cars. That old screamy V8 was glorious. I'll say it again, it was amazing. Oh, as always, my questions, tell me about that car, anything about that car if you can. If you want to give some more insight on Peter Brock or any other banging videos that you want me to react to, please tell me, of course. I'm loving Mount Panorama. It's awesome. Great community with you guys. I'm learning so much, and the track is just it's a spectacle. It's a sight to see for an American like me. So with that being said, do throw me a like if you're feeling generous. I appreciate it. Helps me out a lot. Subscribe for more stuff like this. I appreciate you being here. My name is Ian. You're watching IWrocker. We'll see you in the next one. Catch you later.